I love basketball. And just a few months ago, I was able to watch something that was so awesome that every basketball fan was a huge fan, glued to the screen, of The Last Dance, the 10-part series of Michael Jordan's last championship year with the Chicago Bulls. And it heaves heaps and heaps of glory onto Michael Jordan and Dennis Rodman and Phil Jackson, all the players and coaches that were directly involved. But there was a character in there named Jerry Krause who was kind of infamous and infamously quoted as saying, "Players and coaches don't win championships, organizations win championships." You see, he was a scout. He scouted for talent to add to the roster to make this a good championship team. And he felt that he wasn't acquiring the pride and the glory that he deserved. So he attempted to diminish what Michael Jordan and the players had done and augment what he had done to achieve, hopefully, the glory and the pride that he felt he deserved. Now, in a very negative way, Jerry Krause illustrates something that is true. The fact that it takes more than just those on the front lines who are directly involved to accomplish anything of real value. This is illustrated truly in the Bible in 1 Samuel chapter 30. 200 of David's 600 men are too tired, too exhausted from their journeys to continue on and pursue the Amalekites who had just raided and pillaged one of their cities and even taken their people hostage. So the 400 who still had strength left go on and they overtake these people and plunder them and take back, the hostages and stuff like that, and bring all the spoils back to the camp where the 200 are resting. Now, the 400 who went and participated in the battle, they didn't think that the 200 that stayed with the supplies deserved any portion of the spoil, but God makes it clear what is true and right and just in this situation. Because David says in verse 24, "The share of him who stayed with the supplies shall be the same as that of him who went down to the battle. All will share alike." Even though people like you aren't going to be the one who's in the tribe translating the Bible, you will still receive your spoils of war, your reward on the other side of eternity. And that's why I'm thankful, even for me too, even now, since I'm not in Papua New Guinea right now, and I'm just on my way, that even now I get to participate in that very same thing like you guys. And I pray that, hopefully we could have that mindset when we're not directly involved. It makes me think of a situation I've been in recently where, as part of the work I've been doing here at the Missionary Training Center to help out, there is this huge water tank that literally the building was built around it. And we have to try and take this thing out. It's obsolete now. It's possibly used for an old geothermal system or something like that, I think. We're taking it out so that hopefully a classroom can be expanded and more missionaries can be trained. So we have to cut this thing out and take it out in chunks. So that requires, we're in this enclosed space. There's flammable stuff around, fiberglass insulation, styrofoam insulation, and one person is plasma cutting with this thing that could easily set some of this stuff aflame. So we absolutely have to, for the sake of safety, have a person that is simply standing there faithfully, holding the fire extinguisher and looking to see if anything dangerous happens or if any flames appear. Now, it's not as glorious, surely, to be the fire extinguisher holder. It's pretty awesome to be the plasma cutter, to be cutting and having this crazy cool sparks flying everywhere. But I've actually been the fire extinguisher holder. My friend Nick's been plasma cutting, and it's humbling. But my friends, I know that really I am vitally necessary in that role because I don't want him to catch on fire. I don't want the building to catch on fire. And we've had little fires here and there that we've had to pat out or be ready with the fire extinguisher. So it's a vital and necessary role, my friends, and I know that I will share in the spoils of having accomplished that task, just like you guys will share in the spoils as I go with God's power to go and reach a tribe and hopefully translate the Bible in their language. And before I got back to Missouri and got to do all the plasma cutting and snow plowing, cutting down trees, and many other things, I had the most epic, literally the best, I think, winter break of my life. It was so good. God gives us good gifts, surely. I got to go shred the gnar on some snow. I got to shred on some waves, and I got to do it with my girlfriend and my family, and it was so good. Oh man, it was so good. And I thank the Lord for that. And then, we got to come back to Missouri, and I've been doing many of these other things while Jessica's still in training. And we're looking towards April as we finish our time up here and, perhaps see when we head out to Papua New Guinea. Thank you guys so much for watching and coming to check in with these videos and my updates. And thank you so much for your prayers. And speaking of prayer, I love prayer for, well, number one, my relationship with the Lord. It's so vital that I need to have a vibrant and living walk with the Lord, because the enemy, of course, wants to discredit and weaken my ministry. And of course, if I am distracted by him, I will not be able to faithfully serve overseas in Papua New Guinea and accomplish the task that we are doing together. I also love prayer for a close friend of mine whom I'm seeking reconciliation with. I've asked you guys to pray for this before, but things still aren't done, aren't resolved there. And there's just a really cool opportunity coming up where my friend Emily actually gets to go visit this friend with whom I'm seeking reconciliation. And I'm really hoping that through that visit, maybe things could move forward, be spurred on towards hopefully the path of reconciliation. I would just really love prayer for that, and thank you for that. Also, I just want to just lift up a praise to the Lord for how he's been working in my mom's life lately. I mean, really, it's so cool. It's so cool to see her digging into the Word, and I just praise the Lord for that. And I would love prayer for her as she continues to grow. I also want to praise the Lord for the abundant provision that he has heaped upon me. I've been able to be more generous than I have ever been able to be before in my life, because I have faithful supporters that are out there, and people just even hopping on and giving one-time gifts in churches, and it's really cool, and I praise the Lord for that. And also, I would love prayer for me and Jessica as we continue to look, forward step by step as we move forward and progress closer towards each other and closer towards Papua New Guinea, as we continue to navigate that with wisdom and hold it with open hands before the Lord, and that we would really spur one another on towards a greater affection towards Jesus, much more so than our affection towards each other. I would love prayer for those things. Thank you so much for stopping and checking in with me. I'll catch you guys later.